This is the Anna Gale Lines Podcast, where we equip you with the tools and insights to take charge of your life and thrive. And here is your host, life coach and author, Anna Gale Lines.
Welcome to the Anna Gale Lines Podcast. I'm your host, Anna Gale Lines, and thank you for being here today. What are you waiting for? I know that you have dreams and goals for your life. Maybe you set them 10, 15, 20 years ago. Maybe you even set them 50 years ago. And I know that you're probably not pursuing those dreams. I know that you are probably not even connected with those dreams. Don't even remember them. You've probably given up on them. And you use excuses as to why you're not pursuing your dreams and why you're not doing anything of significance in life. You say that I don't have enough time. I have got to raise my kids. I have to go to my daughter's basketball game. I've got to go to my son's plays. I've got to help them with homework. I've got to tend to them when they're sick. I have to pay the bills. I have to go to work. I have to work overtime to even make ends meet. I have to pay for the electricity and food on the table and all of our bills and a roof over our head. I know that you are not connected with those dreams and goals. I know that you're not actively pursuing them and you are giving excuses as to why you're not. And all those things are valid. Raising the family and putting food on the table and paying the bills, getting out of debt. It is all excuses though, because there are pockets of time. We all have 24 hours in a day, but there are pockets of time that you could use to be pursuing your dreams and goals. One step at a time, one small step at a time. We don't think that one tiny step is going to lead us in the right direction, but it's one step every day towards your goals that are going to get you to that goal, because it's a compound effect. One step, then 2 steps, then 3 steps, then 4 steps. And you're further down the road a month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, a year from now. You're making progress on your goals where other people are still sitting at home on Netflix. They're watching videos and movies and, things that are not productive. I will admit I do that too sometimes, especially when I am burnt out on whatever I'm doing. But procrastination is a common behavior that many people experience, and its causes can be complex and multifaceted. But I want you to focus on why you are not going after your dreams, why you're not fulfilling your dreams. Because I know that you have a reason for being on this earth. Nothing happens by chance. And you're here for a reason. That might be to share your story of what you've been through with others so it could help them on their road to recovery. It might be that you're supposed to share your talents and gifts with the world so that they could be helped. But most of the time, we're focused on us. We're focused on going through the motions. And we're focused on doing what we've got to do in our lives. And we're never thinking about the other people in this world that we are put on this earth to help. This life isn't about us. Our life is about helping other people. And when we take our eyes off of us and put it on how we can help other people, that's when we start to accomplish our goals and our dreams. That's when we start to take steps towards pursuing our dreams and our goals. And when we start to live our purpose. So this video is packed with actionable insights that can transform your life. But before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you'll never miss our content on personal growth, productivity, and self-improvement. All right, let's jump right in. Are you ready to conquer procrastination? Let's get started. So what are your dreams? If you had no money constraints, no family obligations, nothing was holding you back, what would you do with your life? take a few moments and write down your dreams and your goals. Just 20 of them for right now. I don't want you to get overwhelmed. For some people, 20 may seem daunting. But if you want to pause the video and do this exercise, I will be here when you come back. So, why do people procrastinate? The first reason people procrastinate is lack of motivation. So, when it comes to pursuing our dreams, we can't see the end result right away. We can't see where our actions that we are taking is making any difference. So what we need to do is, as Stephen Covey would say, we need to have the end in mind. What is it that you want to accomplish? What is your end result? What does that look like to you? Who are you hanging around with at that point? What have you accomplished? What does accomplishing your goals and dreams look like? You need to keep that in mind. You need to visualize it at least once or twice a day so that you can see it in your mind. Because if you could see it, you could achieve it. But if you can't see what the goal is, then you're never going to achieve it. And the next thing is that the task seems too daunting. It seems too challenging or overwhelming. So that could be intimidating to some people. But we need to see it as a challenge. We need to take on that challenge and we need to break it up into steps that are more manageable. We need to take that task, that goal that seems overwhelming, and we need to break it down. Break it down to its most simple terms. So we need to be able to take one step at a time towards that goal. So instead of, writing 50,000 words in a day, we write 500 words. And we write 500 words tomorrow. We write 500 words the day after that, and the day after that, and we cause a chain. And after a while, that 50,000 words is done. Before we know it, we have 50,000 words. I have a novel right now that I'm working on. I've got 50,000 words, but I want to go for 60,000 words. So I've got 10,000 more to go. But I'm doing it 500 words every day. And by the end of the month, I should actually have my 60,000 words. But if I was not doing the 500 words every day, if I was not putting in the effort and accomplishing the steps every day, I wouldn't get to that goal. But too many times we are paralyzed with how big the goal is. We're paralyzed with how much we have to do in order to get to that goal. But if we would break it down, it would seem more manageable. And then people have a fear of failure. This one's a big one. We are afraid that we are going to fail. But the thing is that we need to fail in order to be a success. We need to learn all the ways that we can't accomplish the goal in order to accomplish the goal. Because the more we fail, the more we're going to eliminate all those possibilities and get to the one way to do this. I mean, there could be more than one way to do this, but our odds of finding a more successful way, the more we fail, are greater. And we also have perfectionism. We think that everything has to be perfect. But done is better than perfect. You're never going to get anything done in life if you are insisting on it being perfect. There is no perfect spouse. There is no perfect novel. There is no perfect anything. You cannot play a piece perfectly. You can't do anything perfectly because you're not perfect. But we need to stop having that perfection mentality and we need to just start doing. And then we have a lack of time management skills, which is what we were talking about before. Instead of scrolling on Netflix or scrolling on Instagram or scrolling on YouTube and watching all these videos of all these content creators that have nothing to do with your goals and visions, while you're waiting at the doctor's office, while you're waiting in line at the store, while you're waiting in line at Starbucks, or you're waiting in traffic. Instead of doing that, we need to have a list of things that will get us to our goals. So maybe in the car when you're driving to work, you're listening to a podcast that will get you to your goals. Maybe you're listening to an audiobook while you're waiting at the doctor's office that's going to get you to your goals. Maybe you're writing that 500 words while you're at the doctor's office or while you're waiting in line at the store. Maybe you're writing them on your phone. Maybe you are writing them on the way to work because you take the bus, or you're dictating them to your phone on your way to work. But too many times we are taking these pockets of time, like our lunch breaks and our coffee breaks. We're taking those and we're wasting our time. We're gossiping with other people. We're complaining about other things. And there is a time to bend, especially in my industry, but because that's healthy for your mental health. But we have to use our time wisely. What are you doing in a day that's going to get you to your goals? What are you doing in a day that is going to teach you how to get to your goals? And then we have a lack of self-discipline. We stay in bed past our alarm in the mornings. We rush to get ready for work. We are not paying our bills on time. We don't have the discipline to pay our bills on time. We don't have the discipline to get up in the mornings and do what we need to do. We don't have the discipline to write 500 words on a novel every day. We don't have the discipline to do exercise. We don't have the discipline to practice meditation or prayer. We don't have the discipline to do this because we don't see the reason. There's no big reason why we need to do this. And if we don't have a why, we aren't going to do it. We're going to procrastinate. We are going to, decide that it's not worth it. Sometimes we procrastinate because we don't have enough of an interest. So if you don't have an interest in your goals and dreams anymore, get new goals and dreams. Figure out what it is that you want in your life at this point. Some of my goals and dreams from 10 years ago, I don't want to pursue those anymore. There are some things that I wanted to do a year ago that I don't want to do anymore because I found a better way to accomplish the same thing. I didn't know how that goal was going to manifest. So, it just took a different avenue, a different direction. It's the same goal, but it's a different way to do it. But if you don't have interest in something, you're not going to do it. And then we become distracted by things. We get too involved in what's going on in the drama at work. We get too involved in what's going on at the drama with our family. We get caught up in the gossip and we get caught up in the latest Netflix show. We have got to focus. We have a lack of focus. Think about what it is that you want to accomplish with your life. What goals and dreams do you have at this moment? And are you pursuing them? If you're not, let me give you strategies on how to do that. As I always talk about, we need to set clear goals. Define your specific, achievable goals for each task. So, what is your goal? What is your big overarching goal? Is it to start a nonprofit? Is it to adopt children? Is it to become a YouTube sensation, a motivational speaker? What is it that you want to accomplish with your life? And then you need to break that down into manageable steps. What is the first step that you need to take to accomplish that goal? So maybe you want to be a pilot. What is the first step? Well, your first step might be to research what kind of training you need to become a pilot. How many hours do you need of flight time? Where are the best schools to go to become a pilot? What is involved? What are the requirements for being a pilot? We need to, first do our research. Then we can set our goals and what tasks we need to take every day to get us to those goals. And it might be as simple as just, applying to schools. It might be as simple as just, coming up with the steps. It might just be as simple as visualizing what we want to do with our lives, because there might be waiting time in order to accomplish that. But we need to break our clear goals down into smaller steps so we can achieve them. Because once you accomplish one step and then the next step, you start to gain momentum. And when you gain momentum, it's like a snowball effect, because then it starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger until you're at your destination. Then we need to prioritize our tasks. So we need to figure out what is most important to that goal. So my goal of writing 10,000 more words to get to my goal of 60,000 words for my novel is that I sit down and I write 500 words a day. That's a priority to me. I put it on my to-do list, schedule time for it. So these things that are important to you, these steps that you need to take, you need to put it on your calendar. They need to become appointments that you cannot break for any reason unless there's an emergency. Somebody has to be dying or hurt or in the hospital before you can break those commitments to yourself, because commitments to yourself are just as important as going to the doctor or going to see your therapist or going to work. You have to become a person that keeps your commitments to yourself and to your goals. And then you need to create a to-do list. I create one every week. I have a to-do list of things I need to accomplish. One Monday morning, I came in and they said, "So what did you do this weekend?" And I said, "Well, I did this, this, and this." "Well, how do you accomplish all that?" "I have a to-do list." And then the one person says to the person next to me, "Oh, that's what we need, a list." Yes, that's what you need, is a list. Because otherwise, you are not going to focus on any of your goals. You're going to find other things to do. Instead of writing or practicing your guitar or practicing your craft or doing a YouTube video or whatever, you're going to find other things to do. The house needs to be cleaned. You need to bathe the dog. You need to mow the lawn. You're going to find other excuses, other things, more productive things that you think are more productive things to do. But again, we need to commit to our goals and our dreams. We need to set our goals and our dreams, and we may need to make them non-negotiable. There might be other ways that we're going to get to those goals and dreams, but the goal and dream is non-negotiable. We should never give up on our goals and dreams. And then we need to set deadlines, not for the goals and dreams, but for the tasks. For the smaller tasks, we need to set deadlines, a time that it has to be done by. So when does the novel have to be done? I want it done by the end of the month. So that's my deadline. we need to set deadlines in order to get us to our goals. Because if we don't, we're going to be just wasting time. We're going to be watching television instead of working on our goals. We need to set deadlines, and we need to use time management techniques. One great one that I do is that I break things down into 90-minute sessions. So I want to learn more how to market. Okay? So I will set aside time every night to listen to videos or books on how to market. I will take classes on how to market. And it's in a 90-minute chunk. So then you take a break, and then you can come back to whatever tasks you need to do. But we need to be setting up time management techniques. We need to learn how to be more productive. And that'll be in a future episode, more on time management techniques and being productive. We need to minimize our distractions. Maybe set up an office in your closet. Maybe put a note on your bedroom door saying do not disturb. Maybe you're setting up a do not disturb on your phone. Maybe you are going someplace else, like you're going to a coffee shop to get work done, or you're renting a room at the library for 90 minutes or an hour. You're doing things that are going to prevent distractions. And you have to practice self-compassion, because too many times we will be beating ourselves up because we didn't make our deadlines or we didn't make our goals. We just have to reassess and set our goals again. Try again, because we're going to fail. There are going to be days where we don't feel like getting up and writing 500 words. We're going to have times when we don't feel like taking that walk. We don't feel like socializing with those people. But we need to, set self-discipline up as a goal in our life, so we do it anyway. And when we don't, like we're sick or we're, something came up that is urgent, then we need to have compassion for ourselves, have grace for ourselves. The same grace that we would extend to other people, we need to have that for ourselves. And then we need to have positive reinforcement. So have a list of things that are rewards that you will give yourself if you accomplish your goal. So let's say you complete your novel, okay? Or you learn those 3 songs you were wanting to learn. You book that speaking engagement. What are you going to do to reward yourself? Is it, like me, a mocha frappuccino at Starbucks? Is it, going to an amusement park with your kids? Is it, having a day at the spa? Is it getting your nails done? What is that reward for you? And then we need to seek accountability. So we need to have accountability partners, people that are going to help us to accomplish our goals and our dreams. Maybe we join a writers group. Maybe when we're writing our novel, we put it up in installments as a podcast so that we know that people are listening or reading our novel, and they're interested and they're invested in, so that we keep having to put up more. Keep having to write more on that novel so that they will have something to read, because we've got people invested in this now. We're accountable to our readers. We're accountable to our listeners. We need to get started. That's the first and foremost thing, besides finding our why, is we just need to get started. So first we need to find our why. Why is it you are doing this? Who do you want to help? What is the motivating factor for you? And we need to keep that first and foremost in our mind. Maybe we need to write it on a piece of paper and keep it with us at all times. Maybe we need to make a poster of it and put it on our walls. Maybe we need to have it on our mirror, our dashboard, in our computer as our screensaver. Maybe we need it in our phones as the wallpaper. But we need to put that why in front of our eyes so that we know why we are doing this and have that motivation to do it. And then we just need to get started. Because the thing is that most of the time, getting started is the most difficult thing to do. We don't know why we are doing this. We don't know what we need to accomplish, but we need to just get started. Take small steps. Research what steps it's going to take to get to that goal. Decide on one small step that you're going to take towards that goal. And then take another small step and another small step and build it into your daily routine. And then, before you know it, you will have accomplished that goal, or at least you're further along to getting to that goal. Remember that overcoming procrastination is a gradual process. And it takes time to develop new habits and new routines. Experiment with these strategies and find the ones that work best for you. The goal is to start taking steps toward achieving your goals. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content on personal development, productivity, and self-improvement. Thank you for joining us today. Stay focused, stay motivated, and stay tuned for more valuable content. Until next time, keep chasing your dreams and making every day count.
You have been listening to the Anna Gale Lines podcast. If you'd like to learn more about Anna Gale, you can go to AnnaGaleLines.com. It's AnnaGailLynes.com. And there you can download 2 free chapters of her book Unshakable Purpose. And you can also download her latest science fiction mystery novel called The Last Chance Station for free. You can also buy her fiction and nonfiction books on the website, Amazon, BN.com, Lulu, and many other online outlets. Sign up for the newsletter to keep updated as to what's going on in the world of the Anna Gale Lines podcast and Space-Tastic Mysteries podcast, her fiction podcast where you can hear installments of her novels. To follow her on social media, Lady Anna Gale on TikTok, Anna Gale Lines on Twitter, and Anna Gale Lines Artist on Instagram. Join our Facebook page at facebook.com/author Anna Gale. Thank you for listening and thank you for being you.